Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the graduation ceremony for the graduates of the Faculties of Arts, Education, Engineering and Information Technology, Environmental Sciences, Health Sciences, Nursing and Health, Science, the Queensland College of Art and the Queensland Conservatorium. In a few minutes, the graduation ceremony will commence. The procession of dais and staff parties will enter. I will signal to you when you are to rise and remain standing until all members of the staged party are seated. May I take this opportunity to request that you turn off all mobile phones and pages, and may I also remind you that flash photography is prohibited within the auditorium. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chancellor, Ms Lanine Ford, will now address us.
Your Excellency, Major General Peter Arneson, AC, and Mrs Arneson, Professor Roy Webb, OMRI, Professor Glyn Davis, Vice-Chancellor, members of the Griffith University Council, distinguished guests, colleagues, graduands, ladies and gentlemen. It is the custom for Griffith University and its guests to gather and celebrate the conferral of academic awards on its graduates. And on behalf of the Council of the University, I am pleased to extend a very warm welcome to everyone present for this graduation ceremony. This occasion is particularly special for our students who this evening are graduating from the Faculties of Arts, Education, Engineering and Information Technology, Environmental Sciences, Health Sciences, Nursing, and Health and Science, and from the Queensland College of Arts and the Queensland Conservatorium. In the presence of family, friends, and representatives from the entire university community, their dedication and hard work are recognized and rewarded this evening. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to Professor Roy Webb, the former Vice Chancellor of Griffith University. Professor Webb served with great distinction as Griffith University's Vice Chancellor from 1985 and provided outstanding leadership during periods of great change in the higher education sector. Professor Webb will receive the honorary degree, Doctor of the University, and will deliver this evening's occasional address. I'm also privileged this evening to extend a special welcome to Sister Regis Mary Dunn. Sister Dunn will receive the Medal for Outstanding Service for her work over many years on Griffith University's Human Research Ethics Committee. And of course, I also want to welcome Professor Glyn Davis, who took up his appointment as Vice Chancellor at the beginning of this year. Professor Davis has been an esteemed member of Griffith's staff since 1985. His tenure marked by several secondments to the Queensland Public Service, including most recently as Director General of the Department of Premier and Cabinet. Professor Davis continues his predecessor's legacy of exceptional leadership during periods of great change in the higher education sector. Currently, higher education is a subject of intense discussion and debate, not experienced in this sector for some time. This has been triggered by the Federal Minister for Education, Science and Training, the Honourable Dr. Brendan Nelson's Higher Education Review, Higher Education at the Crossroads. In train since April of this year, the Crossroads Review has presented an overview paper followed by a series of discussion papers which have focused on the critical issues for the sector in the 21st century. Let there be no doubt that universities are a vital part of our nation's economic and social infrastructure. If Australia is to secure a strong, viable place for itself in the new global economy, the reality is that it must have policy frameworks and funding regimes which are supportive of higher education aspirations and outcomes, and which dismiss the notion that such outlays are a burdensome budget expense. The investment in higher education must be made not only for our future, but the future of generations to come. As the Federal Education Minister, Dr. Brendan Nelson, nears the end of his review of higher education, we remain hopeful that the review will deliver a framework which positions the sector to achieve its potential. The environment in which Griffith and other universities are now operating has fundamentally changed. In 1981, Commonwealth government funding represented 89.3% of all university income in Australia. Today, Griffith is funded to only 37%. Universities have had to become more businesslike, with Commonwealth teaching funds accounting for less than half the income of universities. Investment in higher education must now come not only from government, but from business and the community as well. Griffith University is committed to the enrichment of the Queensland, Australian and international communities through teaching, research and engagement with our communities. In less than 30 years, Griffith has grown from being one of the smallest public universities into a multi-campus, learner-centered research institution spanning the Brisbane Gold Coast region. The university is currently the 9th largest Australian university with approximately 26,000 students. The university was founded on innovative teaching methods and has maintained a strong commitment to innovation and creativity. As a teaching institution, Griffith aspires to prepare graduates committed to civic responsibility, who are professionally able and who combine technical knowledge with the broad skills in analysis, problem solving, communication, and teamwork. Griffith also has one of the most extensive networks of international linkages in Australia. Its international student population is around 4,500. So not surprisingly, Griffith has won consecutive Premier of Queensland Awards for export excellence in the category of education. Griffith University's success is built upon the work and achievements of its faculties and its staff. The School of Arts has completed the major establishment of its digital television and new media production facilities, which, along with the Conservatorium's popular music studios and the Queensland College of Arts Digital Design Studio, constitutes one of the most advanced teaching environments for broadcast media and creative digital applications in Australia. The enthusiastic reactions of many international visitors suggest that these are leading-edge facilities in world terms. Through the Faculty of Education, Griffith University is set to host an innovative institute for educational research. The institute is an initiative of the Queensland Government and will be headquartered at Mount Gravatt campus and will operate along the lines of a cooperative research centre. And also in the Faculty of Education, the inaugural semester of an exchange agreement in technology education with Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana, is underway. The exchange program between the two universities enables students to study our respective Bachelor of Technology education degrees. The Faculty of Health Sciences has recently developed exciting new linkages with the University of Jakarta in Indonesia. Currently, 35 students from the Ministry for Health in Indonesia are upgrading their qualifications by doing a master's program in public health within the School of Public Health. These students will have completed their program by the end of this year, when another group will arrive to complete the same program at Griffith University. Based on the success of this partnership, negotiations are now underway to also offer a joint master's program in public health with the University of Indonesia in Jakarta. And also in the Faculty of Health Sciences, the School of Applied Psychology Health will this evening graduate its first student of the PhD in Organizational Psychology, Ms. Nerida Sturgis. The School of Nursing and the Faculty of Nursing and Health is about to graduate its 500th Japanese graduate of the Nisokan program, a program which offers a Bachelor of Nursing post-registration degree to Japanese nurses who wish to upgrade their qualifications to a professional degree in nursing. The program for Japanese registered nurses has been a unique project of the School of Nursing since October 1997. The Griffith University Queensland College of Art campus was officially opened in June. The Queensland College of Art is the state's oldest and premier arts training institution, and this new campus provides the college with state-of-the-art, purpose-built facilities in Brisbane's main cultural precinct. But perhaps the greatest contribution to our society are the people sitting here this evening, our graduates. I commend all of you on your achievements, which are a direct result of your determination, energy, and the ability to make differences in your own lives. The education you have received at this university and the networks you have established here are important, but the support of your family and friends will continue to be vital to your careers and futures. It is true that change is inevitable, and time, your career, and the people in your lives will all make some contribution to this change process. Change can be seen as almost always a positive force, providing an opportunity for growth and learning and to discover diverse aspects of the human condition. I hope that together with the knowledge you already possess, these experiences will enable you to develop and reach your personal goals. My hope for all graduates is that your years of preparation to reach this point will be the impetus for more work and study that will reward you with many years of satisfaction and fulfillment. I hope that in this process of continuous learning, you will continue to participate actively and generously in your communities and to engender tolerance and compassion. I hope that you will derive deep satisfaction from your future undertakings and remember always your days at Griffith and what the university has given you. I wish you all the very best for your future. And I now call on the deans to present the graduates from their respective faculties who are to receive their awards at this evening's ceremony.
Chancellor, Professor David Moss, Dean of the Faculty of Arts.
Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Arts who have been granted the following awards. Bachelor of Arts, Nicole Bru-Samra. Elisa Coxall. Tony Hardman. Nicole MacDonald. Anne McGurk. Juliette Milner-Thornton. Tess Moore. Kathleen Napier. Megan Rayward. Angie Scott. Nicholas Smith. Fern Suarez. Gregory Van Dam. Barina Waka. Wendy Willems. Jenny Young. Bachelor of Arts with First Class Honours, Jen Whittam. Bachelor of Arts with Second Class Honours, Division A, Melanie Rush. Bachelor of Arts in Asian and International Studies, Glenn Hines. Bachelor of Arts in Criminology and Criminal Justice, Eric Ajayi. Lola Curry Machado. Sanjana Deo. Clinton Faulkner. Paul Haupt. Anthony Lando. Tanya Major. Alexander Newbury. Ramak Razi. Jodie Russell. Brooke Searles. Jenny Scarring. Bachelor of Arts in Languages and Applied Linguistics, Erin Bay. Tsu Min Simeon Chu. Bria Cure. Ileana Kaitila. Erica Korn. Sharon Lee. Leah Panarello. Bachelor of Behavioral Science, Bachelor of Arts in Criminology and Criminal Justice, Casey Kellett. Nicole Nuss. Taryn Ogilvie. Bachelor of Communication, Danielle G. Mark Horsley. Vanessa Mary Imrie. Sally Johnson. Hei-Jin Jung. Jocelyn Lowe. Amanda Lynn. Gabriela Pereira. Bachelor of Screen Production in Digital Media, Rachel Corsten. Jordan Robinson. Graduate Certificate in Second Language Teaching, Genevieve Diaz. John Poxon. Graduate Diploma of Japanese Language. The following graduate has also completed a Bachelor of Arts in Languages and Applied Linguistics. Melanie Ann Hyland. Master of Arts in Journalism and Mass Communication. Stomu Miyauchi. Master of Arts in Media Production. Simum Reza. Master of Arts in Professional Ethics and Governance. Rill Hurley. Master of Banking and Finance. Yu Sheng Chen. Chancellor, the University Medal may be awarded in recognition of academic excellence to a graduate who has completed the requirements for both a bachelor's degree of the university and a degree with first-class honours. Chancellor, I am pleased to present a graduate from the Faculty of Arts who has been granted the University Medal, Jen Whittam. Chancellor, I will now present candidates for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Today, the University is proud to honour graduates who have satisfied the rigorous criteria for the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Chancellor, the following graduates have been granted the degree of Doctor of Philosophy taken in the Faculty of Arts. Dr. Lovell's thesis examines the changing concept of the subject in the work of Jeanette Turner Hospital. By tracing the relation of subjectivity to desire and power, it demonstrates the central role of narrative in the formation of a reading and writing subjectivity, which is multi-layered, textual, and sentient. Chancellor, I present Dr. Susan Rosemary Lovell. Dr. McIntyre's thesis is an exploration of how a burglar weighs up information, makes choices, and selects a target. The findings reveal that both the experience point in the criminal career and the age point in the life course influence burglar decision-making. Crime and criminality profoundly interact at many levels, and one cannot be emphasized without damaging one's understanding of the influence of the other. Chancellor, I present Dr. Stuart Dunlop McIntyre. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Arts.
Chancellor, Professor Neil Dempster, Dean of the Faculty of Education.
Chancellor, I now present graduates from the Faculty of Education. Bachelor of Adult and Vocational Education, Leia Alian Alid. Lisa Burke. Leonie Gilbert. Gay Goldsmith. Lynette McLean. Robert Morrow. Christopher Ralph. Mark Taylor. Anita Van Dessel. Bachelor of Adult and Vocational Teaching, Dot Johnson. Bachelor of Arts, Michael James Fredrickson. Sue-Ann Wendy McNaughton. Mark Edward Stanley. Bachelor of Arts in Languages and Linguistics and Bachelor of Education, Gabriel Smith. Bachelor of Education, Advanced Professional Development, Colleen Cook. Bachelor of Education, Drama, Kylie Carter. Yonna Cowan. Nick Taskey. Jay Trelaw. Bachelor of Education, Graduate Entry, John Lloyd West. Angela Quick. Bachelor of Education, Primary, Nancy Allen. Tracy Campbell. Tammy Einam. Danielle Farzulan. Craig Franklin. Elissa Hinds. Melanie Kirk. Donna Leftwich. Catherine Middleton. Sarah Potts. Claire Ravenswood. Vanessa Sadler. Bachelor of Education, Secondary, Karen Dillon. Anthony Hillier. Chantal Mann. Deborah Singh. Michaela Steele. Bachelor of Education, Special Education, Gaynor Durrington. Carmel Sinclair. Graduate Certificate in Applied Linguistics, Del-Lorraine Cadats. Jennifer Susan Lee. Rosemary Jane Lillicott. Teresa Mary O'Brien. Graduate Certificate in Computer Education, Michael Singh. Michael has also completed a Bachelor of Education in Advanced Professional Development. Graduate Certificate in Teaching of English to Speakers of Other Languages. This graduate has also completed a Bachelor of Arts in Languages and Applied Linguistics and a Bachelor of Education, Graduate Entry Secondary. Vanessa Vecchio. Master of Special Education, Rachel Baker. Darren Christopher Greenway. Vanessa Murphy. Master of Philosophy, Cheryl Cleary Gilbert. Chancellor, I now present a candidate for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Today, the University is proud to honour graduates who have satisfied the rigorous criteria for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Chancellor, the following graduate has been granted this degree, taken in the Faculty of Education. Dr. Daly's thesis uses a postmodern narrative methodology to explore aspects of the world of the itinerant physical education teacher. Using a framework of identity and teacher socialisation, the data collected from the participants provides examples of how such a role is complex in its construction. Chancellor, I present Dr. Craig Brian Daly. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Education.
Chancellor, Professor Max Standage, Pro Vice Chancellor, Health and Science.
Do you have a list? It doesn't tell me the names. You have to say it to the Chancellor. Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Technology. Bachelor of Computing and Communication Technology, Scott Kennedy. Mark Liu. Bachelor of Engineering in Microelectronic Engineering, Vasilios Philippou. Temujin Morgan. Kurt Pope. Leif Taya. Tom White. Bachelor of Engineering with Second Class Honours, Division A in Microelectronic Engineering, Graham Slack. Bachelor of Information Technology, Emma Cathcart. Tom Shen. Michael Dare. Beth Dutra. Sandro Giliberti. Sulo Gunaratan. Nick Griffith. Augustin Gunawan. Michael Horwood. Keith Isdale. Ben Just. John Carlo. Darren Latin. Ewan Lee. Sarah Loth. Ben Mitchell. Paul Murray. Hong Fu. Mark Richards. Nick Soldachenko. Ben Torrizzi. Shi Wu. Bachelor of Internet Computing, Warren Bradbury. Harry Sofas. Bachelor of Multimedia, Joy Constantino. Luke Sampson. Master of Communications and Information Engineering, Ganesh Naik. Master of E-Commerce, Abdullah Al-Kodo. Paul Bell. Renee Kling. Kevin Kwan. Shong Hong Ling. Master of Information Technology, Yi Bei Ju. Sha Mia. Naveen Shankar. Yi Sui. Master of Information Systems, Ilya Hamdani. Chancellor, I now present candidates for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Today, the University is proud to honour graduates who have satisfied the rigorous criteria for the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Chancellor, the following graduates have been granted the degree of Doctor of Philosophy taken in the Faculty of Engineering and Information Technology. Dr. Harwood's thesis is concerned with the design of interconnection networks for use in parallel computing systems and wide area networks. Proposed networks are shown to provide improved topological properties over existing designs. A random hierarchy is proposed, analysed and shown to facilitate self-organisation of high-performance virtual networks. Chancellor, I present Dr. Aaron Harwood. Dr. Wong has designed, implemented and evaluated new algorithms for answering complex queries on large databases stored on parallel computers. His work allows information to be retrieved more efficiently than previously and could be implemented in commercial parallel database management systems. Chancellor, I present Dr. Richard Wong. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Technology.
Chancellor, Professor Roy Rickson, Dean of the Faculty of Environmental Sciences.
Chancellor, I present to you the graduates of the Faculty of Environmental Sciences. Bachelor of Engineering in Environmental Engineering, Michael Messer. Bachelor of Information Technology, Anthony Cullen. Reese McCain. Quinn McDonald. Bachelor of Science in Australian Environmental Studies, Shirley Chang. Philip Chrisman. Vanessa Dryden. Donald Gibson. Margaret Harlow. Aaron Jeffrey. Mark Jones. Julia Machaski. Linda Nilsson. Yusran Ghani. Matthew Pincott. Sonia Louise Poor. Kearney Povey. Amy Reese. Colin Steele. Nicholas Surowski. Daniel Stonefield. Georgie Verrill. Daniel Zilli. Bachelor of Science with First Class Honours in Australian Environmental Studies, Alexander Craig. Shannon Ryan. Bachelor of Science in Ecology and Conservation Biology, Lindsay Harris. Master of Engineering Science in Environmental Engineering, Allah Shaheen. Master of Engineering Science in Waste Management, Sarah Isabel Reggio Candeas. Master of Environmental Education, Maria Barrett. Akane Nakaoka. Master of Environmental Education with Honors, Andre Grodecki. Master of Environmental Management, Nassim Ahmed. Vital Bogaram Sirhar Murthy. Leah Diffie. Master of Environmental Management with Honors, Bern Ashen Morna. Chancellor, I will now present candidates for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Today, the University is proud to honor graduates who have satisfied the rigorous criteria for the award of the Doctor of Philosophy. Chancellor, the following graduates have been granted the degree of Doctor of Philosophy taken in the Faculty of Environmental Sciences. Chancellor, I present Dr. Andrew John Daniel. Dr. Daniel investigated the interaction between sediment and water nutrient dynamics in paperbark swamps. These investigations were undertaken in order to reveal why these swamps act as either sources of sinks of nutrients carried in the surface waters passing through them. Challenger, I present Dr. Andrew John Daniel. Dr. Hawking's protected areas are critical components of global nature conservation strategies. Effective management of these areas is therefore a matter of global concern. In this thesis, a new approach to the evaluation of management effectiveness is developed and tested. The approach is designed to meet the diverse needs and circumstances of protected areas around the world. Chancellor, I present Dr. Marcus Tilbury Hawkins. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Environmental Sciences.
Chancellor, Professor Roger Willis, Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences.
Chancellor, I'm pleased to present graduates from the Faculty of Health Sciences. Bachelor of Behavioural Science, Adriana Crawford. Linda James. Carly Jones. Colin Nolan. Lewis Peacock. Charmaine So. Bachelor of Human Services, Anthony Davis. Tony Rovira. Bachelor of Human Services, Child and Family Studies, Helene Fletcher. Bachelor of Psychology with Second Class Honours, Division A, Cassandra Collard. Cassandra has also completed the Bachelor of Behavioural Science. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Health, Robert John Bell. Gregory Klump. O'Shea O'Day. Michelle Purchase. Graduate Certificate in Case Management, Troy Anderson. Maureen Anatopoulos. Dale Beatson. Kathy Bookback. Sally Cecil. Judy Hambrecht. Jennifer Horton. Rebecca Larson. Melissa Negus. Kathleen Wilson. Master of Clinical Psychology, Beth Stephen. Master of Human Services, Emily Marsh. Catherine Shutt. Chancellor, I will now present candidates for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Today, the University is proud to honour graduates who have satisfied the rigorous criteria for the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Health Sciences. Chancellor, the following graduate has been granted the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Dr. Fox studied the family relationships of anxious children. First, parent-child relationships of anxious children were compared with those of non-anxious siblings and control children. Sibling relationships were also examined. Patterns of interaction found previously between anxious children and their parents were also present in the rest of the family system. Chancellor, I present Dr. Tara Lee Fox. Chancellor, the following graduate has been granted the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Rutherford's thesis includes a series of studies which examine the relationships between exposure to air pollutants, airborne pollen and fungi, and asthma severity in southeast Queensland. Chancellor, I present Dr. Shannon Rutherford. Chancellor, the following graduate has been granted the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Organisational Psychology. Dr. Sturgis' research examined how employees in a number of organisations in Australia and the United States cope with the stress of organisational change. The ways in which individuals evaluate the change, the particular strategies they use and their personal dispositions were all found to contribute uniquely to the level of strain and tension experienced. The findings have implications for staff selection and training. Chancellor, I present Nerida Sturgis. Chancellor, I will now present two candidates for the award of Doctor of Psychology, Clinical. Dr. Long's study evaluated the Resourceful Adolescent Program, which is a resilience building program designed to prevent depression in adolescents. The Resourceful Adolescent Program had a small impact on depression levels 1 year after the program, and young people reported enjoying the program, especially those in disadvantaged settings. Chancellor, I present Dr. Julia Long. Dr. Whiting's research found that childhood animal cruelty is a serious issue that may predict later antisocial behaviour. A questionnaire was developed to assess cruelty and to examine its prevalence in southeast Queensland. Of the 330 children assessed, it was found that 30.6% reported some cruelty to animals. Psychopathic personality traits were found to significantly predict children's cruelty. Chancellor, I present Dr. Claire Whiting. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Health Sciences.
Chancellor, Professor Anne McMurray, Dean of the Faculty of Nursing and Health.
Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Nursing and Health. Bachelor of Nursing, William Berry. Bachelor of Nursing post-registration, Jennifer Raymond. Graduate Certificate in Australian Nursing Studies, Anne Veronica Churchill. Master of Mental Health Nursing, Philippa Margaret Barbara Krishley. Master of Midwifery, Palvanderjit Kaur. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Nursing and Health.
Chancellor, Professor William McGilvray, Dean of the Faculty of Science.
Bachelor of Aviation, Russell Bond. Nicholas Reeder. Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Simon Clapperton. Mirella Habota. Sophia Mitsiki Murray. Amanda Moffat. Bachelor of Biotechnology, John Toohey. Bachelor of Biotechnology with First Class Honours, Tertia Dex. Robin Warrener. Bachelor of Science, Maria Aguilia. Tahira Ahmed. Matthew Goodwin. Andrew Hawker. Lewis Wong. Pearl Wu. Bachelor of Science with Second Class Honours Division A, Adam James Palmer. Bachelor of Science in Pharmaceutical Chemistry, Kerry Laban. Karen Tan. Bachelor of Technology with Aviation, David Bhagwan. Master of Aviation Management, Paul Munro. Jude Parmon-Montry. Master of Science with Second Class Honours Division B in Clinical Physiology, Brian Haluska. Chancellor, I will now present candidates for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Today, the University is proud to honour graduates who have satisfied the rigorous criteria for the award of the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Chancellor, the following graduates have been granted the degree of Doctor of Philosophy taken in the Faculty of Science. Dr. Vino George. Dr. George researched conducting polymers which have wide variety of application in electronic industries. They are used in new battery technology, in numerous sensors and biosensors, as anti-static layers for magnetic disks, and various microelectronic components. The widely used conducting polymer, polyaniline, has the disadvantage of corroding the electronic devices at elevated temperature and humid conditions. This difficulty was superseded by the invention of self-doping conducting polymers. Dr. George's research focus was to synthesize and characterize water-soluble self-doping polyanilines and polynaphthylamines. These polymers exhibit an electrical conductivity in the range 10 to the minus 2 to 10 to the minus 8 Siemens per centimetre, with better thermal stability. They could be used in any semiconductor and microelectronic devices. Chancellor, I present Dr. Vino George. Dr. Jasper Goss. Using a framework of development studies and political economy, Fields of Inequality draws links between history, local social movements, and broader global forces. The thesis argues that the inherent instability of capitalist development has exacerbated inequality in Thailand and distributed the majority of benefits associated with the growth of large-scale agricultural components to a minority of the population. Chancellor, I present Dr. Jasper Adam Goss. Dr. Matthew Haynes. Electron impact ionisation is an important fundamental collision process which plays a significant role in areas as diverse as astrophysics and radiobiology. Dr. Haynes' investigations of this process used a sophisticated experimental technique which gives detailed information about the behaviour of all particles in such collisions. The apparatus designed and constructed by Dr. Haynes is one of only a few in the world capable of yielding this type of information. Dr. Haynes' new results have provided a significant challenge to current theories. Chancellor, I present Dr. Matthew Anthony Haynes. Dr. Katie Volter. The key aspects of Dr. Volter's thesis were to examine the interactions of the protein phosphatase enzymes with inhibitors using molecular modelling, NMR, and chemical synthetic studies. This work was undertaken to better understand the role that the protein phosphatase enzymes play in the cell cycle and in tumour formation. Chancellor, I present Dr. Katie Elizabeth Volter. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Science.
Chancellor, Mr Keith Bradbury, the Acting Provost and Director of the Queensland College of Art.
Chancellor, I present the graduates from the Queensland College of Art. Bachelor of Design Studies, Yi Pei Lei. Benjamin Spencer. Kate Verron. Bachelor of Film and Television Production, Damien Summerlad. Margaret Stancombe. Jessie Stein. Bachelor of Fine Arts, Benjamin Curtis. Madeline Holcomb. Monica Ramos. Bachelor of Photography, Karen Jacobsen. Master of Arts in Visual Arts, Elizabeth Lamont. Master of Digital Design, Jo Su Ma Kulvong. Man Tang. Pia Visuti Prapol. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the graduates from the Queensland College of Art.
Chancellor, Dr Peter Roenfeld, Acting Provost and Director of the Queensland Conservatorium.
Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the Queensland Conservatorium. Bachelor of Music, Emma Jolene Korhonen. Bachelor of Music in Music Technology, Shazrin Saleh. Bachelor of Music in Performance, Patrick Marcasella. Bachelor of Music with First Class Honours in Performance, Aislinn Sharp. Bachelor of Popular Music, Ming Lang. Master of Music Studies, Melody Chang. Chi Chun Chen. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Queensland Conservatorium.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will now be a brief musical interlude performed by students from the Queensland Conservatorium, Griffith University. Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Glyn Davis, will now present a recipient for the award of the Medal for Outstanding Service and a candidate for the degree of Doctor of the University.
Chancellor, the Medal for Outstanding Service may be awarded to honour any member of the staff of the University or any other person who's provided exceptional service to the University in the course of their association with Griffith. Chancellor, the University is particularly honoured tonight to recognise the invaluable contributions of Sister Regis Dunn. Chancellor, we're honoured tonight to recognise the contribution of Sister Regis Mary Dunn to the work of the University's Human Research Ethics Committee. Sister Regis is a member of the Congregation of the Sisters of Mercy in Brisbane and is noted as the pioneer of cryogenics in Queensland. She founded the Queensland Bioethics Centre and was director of the centre from 1981 to 1995. In the past 20 years, she's been a member of many state and federal committees which have been part of government policy development in health issues, particularly those relating to research. From 1994 until 1999, Sister Regis provided outstanding service to the University through her contributions to the Human Research Ethics Committee. The University's research profile has changed considerably since the establishment of the committee in 1990, and that change is reflected in the number and diversity of applications now submitted to the committee. The years during which Sister Regis was a member of the Human Research Ethics Committee saw a marked increase in the sensitivity and the complexity of applications, particularly those from the area of genetics, criminology and suicide research. The range of applications coming before the committee has raised complex ethical and legal problems. Sister Regis' background as a biologist was of particular assistance to the committee as it grappled with the issues emerging in relation to human participation in genetic research, and her wise counsel and expert advice contribute significantly to the committee's deliberations. While her formal membership of the committee concluded in 1999, after attending more than 50 meetings, Sister Regis continues to be an invaluable resource to the committee. She's given the committee access to reference materials from her private collection and returned in 2001 as a member of a review panel which examined comprehensively human research ethics committee procedures across the university. Chancellor, I present to you Sister Regis Mary Dunn, who's been awarded the Medal for Outstanding Service. Chancellor, the Committee of the University has resolved to award the degree of Doctor of the University to Professor Roy Webb. Chancellor, Professor Roy Webb was the second Vice-Chancellor of Griffith University and led the university for a record 17 years, from January 1985 until his retirement in January this year. Roy Webb was born in Melbourne in 1935. He was educated at Essendon Grammar and Wesley College and graduated from the University of Melbourne with a Bachelor of Commerce. He gained his Doctor of Philosophy from the London School of Economics and Political Science. After a distinguished academic career and terms as Dean of the Faculty of Commerce and Chair of the Academic Board at the University of Melbourne, Professor Webb took up office as the second Vice-Chancellor of Griffith University in January 1985, presiding at that time over a single campus institution at Nathan of less than 4,000 students in 5 schools. Indeed, at the time, there were only 6 undergraduate programs in the university, with an annual income of just $23 million. Today, Griffith has 5 campuses, nearly 27,000 students, 3,000 staff, and an annual income over $320 million. The development of Griffith into a broadly based multi-campus university with an enviable national and international reputation owes a great deal to Professor Webb's leadership and management during his term as Vice-Chancellor. When Professor Webb took up that office, it was on the eve of a sustained period of radical reform and change for the Australian higher education sector. Following the publication of the Green Paper and the White Paper on higher education by then Federal Education Minister, Sir John Dawkins, which promulgated a policy of institutional amalgamations, Professor Webb took several initiatives to ensure that Griffith capitalised on the opportunities offered by the new policy. It is a tribute to his negotiating skills that Griffith successfully concluded 4 amalgamations: the Mount Gravatt campus of Brisbane CAE, the Gold Coast CAE, the Queensland Conservatorium of Music and the Queensland College of Art. The result has been the emergence of a major university in terms of size, breadth and depth of program offerings, and an acknowledged track record of achievement in teaching, research and community service. From early in his time at Griffith, Professor Webb saw the need for the university to expand the range of its program offerings, particularly by moving into professional areas and by introducing innovative degrees which met or anticipated developing community needs. By pursuing ideas of his own, by supporting proposals from staff within the university, Professor Webb provided opportunities for Griffith to expand its academic profile into the professions, including law, education and engineering, as well as new areas such as aviation, biomedical science, contemporary Australian Indigenous art, child and family studies and multimedia. At the same time, the university built on its existing strengths by establishing Australia's first undergraduate programs in international business, microelectronic engineering and environmental engineering. Professor Webb was a major force in developing and expanding Griffith's research culture by introducing incentive schemes into the university's budget arrangements. Griffith is now poised to establish itself as one of the top 10 research-active universities in Australia. The university has recognised an emerging research strengths in areas as diverse as ethics, governance, public and cultural policy, Asian studies, environmental sciences, biomedical sciences, information technology, microelectronics, tourism and leisure, nursing, and the visual, performing and creative arts. Professor Webb was also responsible for significant initiatives in the administrative and management areas of the university. On his recommendation, Council established the first positions of Pro-Vice-Chancellor Information Service and Pro-Vice-Chancellor Quality Advancement in an Australian university. He also initiated the establishment of the position of Pro-Vice-Chancellor Equity, only the second university in our nation to create such a position. Griffith was the first university in Australia to bring the library and computing services together under one management and is a leader in flexible learning, which uses communications and information technology to facilitate and enhance the learning experience for students. The university vigorously pursued internationalisation under his leadership. His international student body has almost quadrupled from just over 1,000 in 1995 to over 4,000 this year. And Griffith has won, as you have told us, Chancellor, 2 consecutive Premier of Queensland Awards for export excellence. The university has numerous agreements with overseas institutions in Asia, Europe, the United Kingdom, the United States and South America. Many of these exchange agreements were initiated by Professor Webb or were strengthened by his visits to the universities in order to establish personal contacts with his counterparts. He is a strong supporter of the Association of Southeast Asian Institutes of Higher Learning and played a key role in forging close educational ties with countries in this region. Closer to home, Professor Webb's ambition has always been for Griffith to be acknowledged as a valuable member of the Brisbane, Logan and Gold Coast communities and as an active contributor to the economic and social activity of this region. The university has developed strategic alliances with industry, government and community groups in areas ranging across the spectrum of its activities. Professor Webb developed a clear vision for Griffith as a multi-campus university serving the Brisbane Gold Coast corridor and as an institution dedicated to excellence and innovation. Particular mention should be made here of his achievement in the relocation of the Queensland Conservatorium and the Queensland College of Art to the magnificent location here on the South Bank, in establishing the Logan campus from a greenfield site and in developing such superb infrastructure on the Gold Coast campus. It is an indication of Professor Webb's high standing in the community that since his retirement he's been appointed as the chairperson of the Queensland Non-State Schools Accreditation Board and as chairperson of the State Library of Queensland. He also continues his long-standing involvement with the Foundation for Development Cooperation as a member of the Board of Governors. It is fitting that Griffith University should honour Leslie Roy Webb in recognition of his outstanding contributions to the development of this university. Chancellor, it is therefore with great pleasure that I present to you Emeritus Professor Leslie Roy Webb, OEMRI, for admission to the degree of Doctor of the University. Chancellor, we are also very proud tonight to present Professor Webb with an album of selected images of his 17 years with Griffith University.
Call upon Professor Roy Webb, OMRI, and Doctor of our university to deliver the occasional address.
Your Excellency, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm deeply grateful for the honour conferred on me by the Council of the University by admitting me as a graduate of the University, long last, and to the illustrious company of Honorary Doctors of the University. I'm particularly appreciative of the attendance here tonight of so many friends who have come from near and far to celebrate this occasion with me and members of my family. Indeed, some members of my family have come from afar. I am, of course, only one among many tonight who, with their own families and friends, are celebrating their graduation. I warmly congratulate all my fellow graduates and wish them great and enduring success in their careers and happiness and fulfilment in their lives. I once calculated that in the course of my life in universities, I have attended about 300 graduation ceremonies. I hope this never happens to any of you folks. And have therefore digested about 300 occasional addresses. You might think that out of this vast wealth of experience, I should be able to distill the quintessential graduation address. But I have to confess that inspiring though many of the addresses have been, and that of course applies without exception to those delivered by all the honorary doctors of the university who have gathered with me and graced this occasion with their presence here tonight, I nevertheless balked at the task of reviewing and summarising the notes I took of those excellent addresses. So I will be traversing some of the ground that Professor Davis has already generously covered. When I became Vice-Chancellor of Griffith in 1985, the university was a small newcomer to the family of Australian universities with 3,500 students. Griffith was different from other universities, partly by design and partly in response to external constraints. It was, with Murdoch and Deakin, one of the last of the so-called plate glass or greenfield universities that, drawing on concepts introduced in new universities in the UK, adopted the interdisciplinary school approach to university organisation. Griffith's foundation commitments to areas such as environmental studies, Asian studies and cultural studies were novel at the time and fitted well with the school model. But regulatory constraints, combined with the university's own decisions, left Griffith without representation in any of the professions. Medicine, law, education, engineering and so on were missing. Medicine's still missing, but Professor Davis has advised me to watch this space. Initially, therefore, thoughts about development in the mid-1980s focused on the need for new areas of teaching and research. Proud as it was of its strong record as a young university and of its egalitarian approach to teaching, the university nevertheless suffered in the local scheme of things because it could not present a broad enough set of courses to prospective students. At the same time, the long-term consequences of economic change, following the oil shocks of the 1970s and the increasingly deregulated and market-driven policies of the 1980s, were delivering a derivative shock to the employment prospects of graduates generally. The automatic full employment of virtually all graduates, a feature of most decades since World War II, was increasingly a thing of the past. The achievement of greater responsiveness to employment markets required a major adjustment for universities like Griffith. The university was rightly reluctant to abandon its foundation principles, but needed to be better positioned to compete with other universities. In particular, it needed more programs in professional areas. Internal debates about these matters, however, were eclipsed by the publication in 1987 and 1988 of the Green and White Papers of the Hawke government, under the auspices of its Education Minister John Dawkins. Many things have been said and written about the Dawkins policies. Critics deprecate so-called Dawkins universities, meaning those colleges and institutes of the former advanced education sector, which were transformed into universities as members of Dawkins' unified national system. Others saw the changes as opening new opportunities and as a major shift towards democratic ideals of education. The abolition of the so-called binary system, together with the requirement that institutions with less than the equivalent of 2,000 full-time students merge with other institutions, was a government response to the increasing difficulty of rationalising and policing the boundaries between the advanced education and the university sectors, particularly in relation to research. Many advanced education and technology institute academics, themselves active in research, had made known their resentment of their exclusion from research funding. At the same time, not all academics in universities were observed to be productive in the research for which they were being funded. As a small, narrowly based university, Griffith faced a new set of competitive pressures. Indeed, the enhanced status of the former colleges of advanced education, together with the undiminished strength of the older universities, combined in a pincer movement to put pressure on Griffith's scope and prospects. The second major strand of Hawke government policies, in effect, the transformation of Australian higher education into a mass education system, proposed a target increase in Australia's annual output of higher education graduates from about 88,000 in 1988 to about 125,000 by the turn of the century. These targets now appear conservative when compared with the sustained growth that has in fact been achieved. Over 170,000 Australian students completed award courses in the year 2000. For Griffith, the new policy environment offered three options: stand alone, merge with another larger institution, or grow by absorbing other institutions. By choosing the third option, Griffith has been able to transform itself into a large university with, as we've heard, about 27,000 student enrolments and 6 campuses in the Brisbane Gold Coast corridor. 4 amalgamations brought a much-needed increase in the university's range of courses: education, the visual and performing arts, tourism and hotel management, for example. While the placement of the campuses in due course, including the new Logan campus, in Australia's most rapidly growing population region, brought additional government-funded student places and opportunities for opening new areas of teaching and research. While the processes and negotiations leading to the signing of binding amalgamation agreements were themselves sometimes lengthy and difficult, the business of making them work was, and I guess still remains, a continuing process. The blending of cultures, careers and futures involved in amalgamations can produce hybrid vigour, or it can produce a potpourri of envy, confusion and frustration. Griffith has emerged an expanded, more robust and exciting university as a result of its growth and amalgamations. I also hold the view that the same can be said for other universities that, like Griffith, participated vigorously in the opportunities generated by the growth and diversification of the higher education system during the last decade of the 20th century. Within the higher education community, however, it is common to hear complaints about the regulatory pressures towards uniformity and standardisation that are said to have flowed from the unified national system, more water, introduced by Dawkins, and which is still largely in place. It is said to be a system where one size fits all. Well, this is currently a more commonly expressed view than the view I hold, that the system has in fact diversified as it has grown. This issue deserves more careful empirical study than it has so far received. I offer the conjecture that the range of activities of Australian universities in 2002 is significantly greater than that of the combined advanced education and university sectors before 1987. For some commentators, however, the legitimisation of research in all higher education institutions still rankles as an unwelcome source of competition for scarce funds. They decry the widely shared aspirations of universities to be or become research universities. They criticise the unified national system by giving the word unified in that phrase the pejorative meaning of uniform. And uniform is taken to mean in particular that all institutions aspire, whereas they should not, to be involved in research, rather than allowing some, and the number 8 comes to mind, to focus on research and the rest of teaching, and the rest on teaching, with perhaps some research here and there. In some of the current debates about this issue, there is more than a hint that the Dawkins policies should be undone, that the old binary system distinguishing between teaching-only institutions and research universities, or some version of it, should be recreated. I believe that this would be a seriously retrograde step. In fact, I will argue that the direction of policy change should be in the reverse direction. No doubt the Australian developments of the 90s were not perfect. There is always ongoing need for reform and development. But it is possible, I suggest, that Australia has hit on, or could at least head towards, something very worthwhile, something not attempted in other countries, and which may well be highly prospective in terms of productive democratic education. I refer to the creation of an approach to post-school education that would be free altogether of government-prescribed sectors. In such an environment, individual institutions could develop their own shape and purpose, in principle in as many styles as there are institutions, meeting the diverse needs of students and their families and of employers in an interactive and developmental mode. Dawkins did not go that far. He changed Australia's three-sector system of vocational education and training, advanced education and universities to a two-sector system of universities on the one hand and vocational education and training institutions on the other. This two-sector system has turned out, not surprisingly, to be just as capable of generating confusion and resentment as was the binary distinction between colleges of advanced education and universities that Dawkins abolished. But the policy issues relating to the interface between vocational education and training and universities need perhaps only be an issue if it is assumed that we must always have government-imposed sectors. The experience of the unified national system can therefore be viewed in two lights. It can be seen as an enforcement of uniformity on two hitherto usefully distinct types of institution, a heavy-handed regulatory and bureaucratic intervention, riding roughshod over worthwhile diversity, or it can be seen as the first major step towards the abolition of government-imposed sectoral boundaries, boundaries which are legislated and perhaps politically driven, and which erect fences in a landscape which otherwise might well show less demarcation. I wish to commend the latter view. Could Australia now take a further major step? Instead of falling back from the position it has reached, could it dare to adopt an approach where government does not prescribe categories of institution and their related activities, but funds activities as such, allocating funds to those institutions and individuals, demonstrating appropriate capabilities, dispensing thereby with the need for prior sectoral classification? Such a development would generate some difficulties, no doubt, but a good proportion of those difficulties would, I suggest, diminish in significance if the legitimate intervention of government in education were to be seen as exclusively concerned with improving opportunities and outcomes for all citizens, and not at all concerned with protecting the status and market positions of existing interest groups and institutions. It would be arrogant, although I must say it is tempting, to suggest that the blending, indeed the abolition of sectors within Griffith during the 90s provides a model for a sector-free approach to post-school education. But I think it is worth encouraging serious study of institutions which have absorbed elements of the three pre-1987 sectors. In Griffith's case, a pre-1987 university joined with three former colleges of advanced education, or campuses, and a former TAFE college. In my view, the success of these amalgamations depended more on the abolition of sectoral distinctions within the post-amalgamation university than on any other single factor. That is to say, it depended on a high degree of operational and credible inclusiveness. Griffith was, and I'm sure still is, an institution where no one is prejudged or pre-classified so that they are excluded from particular opportunities and competitions. It might be thought that the vision of a sector-free post-school education system would mean that there would be no operational differentiation between groups of institutions and no market segmentation. On the contrary, in common with other activities in our society, identifiable aggregations of institutions would no doubt develop for various practical purposes. But such groups would not be mandated by government and would not be allowed to become locked into regulatory and funding arrangements designed to protect and reinforce sectors. In such a world, we might be able to tackle the regrettable tendency in education whereby sectoral labels as such, rather than performance, are assumed to confer status and prestige and to imply quality. Of course, it is predictable that given the prestige of the word university within existing sectoral arrangements, there will still be a strong preference by institutions to call themselves universities in an environment free of government-imposed sectors. Over time, however, other names and terms would emerge and gather meaning and be seen to fit more effectively with the purposes of particular institutions. After all, it is Griffith University we are proud to identify with tonight, not some amorphous, colourless, odourless and flavourless member of a homogenised unified national system. Some will see the idea of post-school education free of government-imposed sectors as completely fanciful. That's what I would have thought if it had been suggested to me in 1985 that Griffith would grow to 27,000 students in 2001. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Queensland, Major General Peter Arneson, and Mrs Barbara Arneson, Chancellor Lenine Ford, Deputy Chancellor Henry Smurden, Emeritus Professor and Doctor of the University Roy Webb, Mrs. Heather Webb, doctors and faculty of the university, graduates, your families and friends. In closing this ceremony, it is my pleasure to offer a few words in response to the authoritative address we've just heard from our occasional speaker and Doctor of the University, Professor Roy Webb. In his speech, Roy Webb demonstrated those traits that marked his 17 years as Vice-Chancellor, a mind able to comprehend the full picture of educational possibilities, alive always to the new options, able to think outside the conventional categories. Professor Webb reminds us that apparently immutable institutions in fact change rapidly. The small specialist university he was called to lead in January 1985 became, in the tenure of just one Vice-Chancellor, a multi-campus, multi-city centre of higher education on the cusp of becoming one of Australia's top 10 research and teaching institutions. This remarkable transformation is due, of course, in no small part to the visionary leadership of our occasional speaker. Our graduates tonight already live with such rapid change. Even in the few years of their degree studies, they've seen mobile phones and the internet become pervasive, flexible learning become a part of every curriculum at Griffith, the university acquire spectacular new teaching and research facilities in the visual and performing arts here on South Bank. The multidisciplinary degrees for which people have graduated tonight are designed to help you, our graduates, flourish amid this world of flux and change described by Professor Webb. But some skills must come from within, like the imagination and breadth exhibited tonight by our occasional speaker, like knowing when to take big risks, as Griffith did in amalgamating with 4 other institutions in response to the Dawkins agenda. The result has been not just a large and progressive university, but one that stayed true to its values of excellence and bringing disciplines together. We are different, yet the same. Flexibility, imagination, an outlook that is innovative in means but fixed in goals. These are the hallmarks of Professor Webb's leadership and his message here tonight. All of us on this dais watch with pride as you, our students, graduate. We hope that whatever your path, you will stay in touch. Having entered a university, there's a sense in which you are welcome to stay for life. The Alumni Association is a great way to remain part of the Griffith community, and you'll find details in the back of your program. Professor Webb, you honour us with your continued interest and participation in the life of Griffith. Your speech tonight reminds us of the many strengths you brought to those years with the university and of the contribution you continue to make to education thinking. On behalf of the Griffith community, our graduates, our faculties, our friends, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony is now concluded. When the music begins, please rise and remain standing as the dais and staff processions, along with the graduates, retire.